Good morning, doctor. My name is Cheong. My matrix number is AE190105. Now I present the program 6.1.1. For this program, we are required to construct the ladder diagram as shown in this. Using Delta ISP software, there are three networks and a counter in this ladder diagram. We must force on the input X1 so that the counter will start counting. When we force off and on again the X1, the counter will show C0 equals to 2 as shown in this figure. When we keep forcing off and on the input X1, the count time at the counter will increase. The count times depends on how many times we force on the input X1. The input X1 is forced on until 5 times or more than 5 times. S1 will still show C0 equals to 5 because the maximum number of the count is 5. C0 is activated, so Y0 is also been turned on. So we turn on the X0 to reset the output of the counter. So that's all for the program 6.1.1. Thank you, doctor.
Hello, my name is Audrey, Priscilla, Riti, and Bakang with matrix number CE190154. I will be explaining the results for 6.1.2, which is a timer. As you can see from the screen, this is a ladder diagram of the timer. Next we click compile, tools, communication setting, com is starting, then we click OK, and then we click the online mode. As you can see from the ladder diagram, the components that we are using is an online mode. Next, we click the run button. So it is a running, as you can see from the bottom part of the screen. And we force the X1 to on. As you can see, the T0 here is running. And when it's still at the 51 seconds or less than 100, the output is not on. So when it reached the maximum 100 seconds, the output is on. T0 of network 1 and T0 of network 3 is connected to the T0 of network 2. So when we click the XO and we force it on, it will reset the T0 to 0 again. This is because when we force the XO to on, T0 is function as a reset in order for the T0 to become 0 again. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, I will present discussion. In this lab, we are required to simulate program PLC with counter and timer. For the counter, the count times depend on how many times we force on the X1. The counter has a maximum value for it, so if we want it to count more than 5, we must reset the counter by forcing on input X0 first, then only the counter will continue counting. For the timer, we just need to on it and set the number that we want, then it will show the time at S1. We do not need to force on and off the input like counter to activate it. So that's all. Thank you.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Rahman bin Sokri. My matrix number is DE180017. Okay, today for my part, I will explain about the conclusion for lab 3 MRIB. The conclusion that we get from this lab is we had learned on how to build a ladder diagram by using timer and counter. And we also know the major function of a timer is to keep an output on for a specified length of time. And then there are bits that are related to the current state of the timer, and it is called the status bit. And then in PLC application, timing functions are unavoidable because cycle time is crucial in many processes. The timer in PLC are considered as a software module, and it will generate the digital timing. And then the PLC will have the memory space for storing the relay time, while counter are required in PLC to detect number and events, the controller needs to operate along with the counters. So the counter are used to replace relays to represent events that have occurred. Okay, that's all for my part. Thank you.